Hello everyone, my name is Silverweed and welcome back to School of Dragons. So we're actually exactly where we left off and we're gonna find the missing wheel or the broken wheel for Chicken's wagon, really it is? It was right next to it, I guess. That's a simple mission, isn't it? Cracked, you say? I smell a plot to mess with Chicken's image.
You do it?
Well, Gobba's wheel broke really easily. In either case, it is no longer worthy of carrying Chicken's delightful plumage. Return the wheel to Gobber and inform him that we need a replacement post-haste. Alright, I'll talk to yeah.
Thanks. Huh.
Great though! Didn't tell me another one broke. This is the third one today. Heather's knife snapped and Mulch's anger broke apart too. This can't be a coincidence.
Think you can handle it?
All Goblin Tool are the best in the archipelago. I can't stand the thought that I'm doing shoddy work. You're a smart young lassie. Can you talk to Heather and figure out what's going on? She's near the Great Hole. I suppose it's the ice rain. When things freeze up, they break and crack more easily. She's in the Great Hole, he said. Alright, let's talk to Heather. No, not me. Damn.
Do you want to start a new experiment?
I've been trying to solve the problem ever since my knife broke, and I think that a dye penetration test will do the job. We coat the metal with a bright dye and draw it to the surface. Then we see what shows up. That way we can check for cracks in the metal without breaking it. In a type of experiment known as non-destructive testing.
Can you find it for me?
We need a dye that's easy to spot. A fluorescent dye would be perfect. That way we can flash a light at it and it'll shine like a snuggleduck tree. Volga has been tending to a flightmare by her favorite food. The bioluminescent algae give off a glow that is just all we need. Could you gather 4 pieces of the fluorescent algae in the cave next to the waterfall? That was a bit of a hot word right there. Alright, so fluorescent algae. Wait. Oh my goodness. There it is. Can we just do this? Oh, this is really questionable. It says it's right, like straight down. Oh, there's more over here, I think. Well, the quest there was drunk, obviously. I'll just steal all this food. Please be careful. This poor darling injured her wing and needs rest. May I ask what you're doing with the algae? Dear Gobber hasn't changed a bit. His heart is as big as a leviathan, but he's just too hard on himself sometimes. I know you can solve this mystery. You should get back to the Great Hall and get on with your experiment. Thank you. Okay, Gobber. He's down, I guess. I'm burning. Okay, never mind. There he is. Hi, Gobber.
That's exactly what I wanted.
Great! That should be more than enough dye for experiment. Gobber and I were busy while you were gone. Too. This tray has Top-Knot's wheel, 2 other wheels from the same batch of metal and an older wheel.
This is your next
Metal
lesson.
has a non-porous surface, which means that metal doesn't let liquid or air pass through it. When we pour the dye over it, the wheel, the liquid won't be able to seep into any of the metal. It can only sink into the cracks. Click on the tray to apply the fluorescent dye. Where the hell is the tray? What is this? This? Oh, this is actually...
You can have this.
Nicely done! We'll need a moment so the dye can sink into the metal cracks. Liquids are so interesting, don't you think? The dye will look to flow into narrow spaces like cracks if they're surrounded by non-porous surfaces. The liquid molecules pull each other along, even going against gravity if they have nowhere else to go. This is called capillary action. Does anyone even read all this? Does any of you read all this when you play? Because my god, this quest has so much, like so pressed in together. They could at least like stretch it out a little bit. So much freaking text. Now this is a developer, a substance that will help us see where the dye has gone. It's a fine-grained white powder that's been mixed in water. It will draw or dye to the top of the cracks. Can you click on the tray of wheels to add it? She says tray, and I just think a tray is like it's like something like a food tray, like you get like you put on it. But this doesn't look like a tray.
You've done
My
a
God.
bang-up job.
Good job. Now this is where we get to look clever with our luminescent dye. Would you gently click on my girl windshield to light up that torch? I guess these things doesn't even have any texture. Look at that. They're just all white. No texture. Nothing. Wow. Skull Dragons did it again. Beautiful job. So now I have to click on windshield to shoot it. Not me.
That's it.
Aha! The dye is showing all the crack in the new wheels. So it's the new metal that was causing all the bother, eh? It shouldn't take long to track down and replace all those faulty pieces. What a relief! So it was metal.
Let's get started.
If I know Tough Nut, he'll still be sulking that his precious chicken didn't get a full parade. Give him this wheel and tell him he can roll his animal to the edge and back. Gobo's work is back to the highest of standards. Alright, thank you very much. That was simple. Whoa, what the hell? Look at that. Look at the wheels here. Look at them now. And look at them now. Oh, look at them now. No, now. There's like no wheel. Wheel? No wheel. Wheel? No wheel. Great job, Skull Dragons. Yes.
Thanks. I think this will help.
The chicken isn't real, holding to the dirty old wheel, but she is happy to have her wheelbarrow up and running again. Hence, from this day on, she forgives Gobble for his transgression and adopts the packs to pet back excel of the coop's god. Arise, and I'm sorry, I clicked space accidentally. Well, I was tired of listening to his freaking gallant way of explaining himself. Okay, so but she's still here. She's here. Well, all right. Thank you very much, tough nut. Sorry, never mind. Tough nut. It's great to see you, mate. My old crew sent me a terror mail about a pack of night terrors in distress on the coast of Scuttleclaw Island. Could you fly out there and find out what's going on? I'll sail out there as fast as I can. Yeah. Let's do it. What do we have here? That's Eret's boat and a bunch of night terrors. And Scuttleclaws. And one dark night terror. This night terror seems to be struggling to fly. His wings are all gummed up by some strange black ooze. Eret's boat should have arrived at the shore by now. You should tell him what you found. At the night terror? Yeah, that's a lovely find. What's this in the water? It's not good. Let's talk to him. Sorry, my bad. Sorry again. I knew something was off. A fine seaman like myself can recognize the smell of pine tar from a mile away. Many sailors use pine tar to help waterproof our ships. Layers of pine tar can waterproof our ropes and masts, and thickened pine tar called pitch makes the outside of sailing vessels watertight. It's not perfect. Pine tar can wreak havoc on the wildlife if it spills. If we don't get him flying again, that poor little stray is doomed. But have no fear. I think we can save this night terror with a little sailor's trick. Lemon oil racks. Whenever I use pine tar, I make sure to have a few lemon oil racks handy. I squeeze lemon peels and get the oil on these racks, and they can wipe the pine gunk off anything. It's time to get our new little friend back in the air. Click on the night terror to wipe it clean. Alright. Would it just agree to that? Isn't it wild? Let's try. Oh look, he's all clean. And he's happy about it. And he's running. And he's flying. It's so cute. The little fellow made it back to his flock. Farewell, young dragon. Why hasn't that smell gone away? How did so much tar end up on that night terror? After all, pitch is man-made, and that night terror couldn't have flown far once she got caught in it. Questions. But there must be more. There must be more out there. Can you follow the trail of pine tar and look for the source? I'll send a terror mail for backup just in case. It's a ship. This abandoned ship looks like it is spilling pine tar into the water. You should tell Eret immediately. I knew it. Those scrubby dragon hunters must have scuttled their ship. Without a care for the damage it would cause, dragons, birds, and animals could get stuck in the tar just like that night terror. They'll be caught in the cold and could get sick from hypothermia, a horrible condition where you have abnormally low body temperature. Even worse, the spill could reach the archipelago's pristine beaches if the winds pick up. The tar would coat the rocks and soak through the soil, damaging plant life and poisoning food sources. We need to avert a potential ecological disaster here. Didn't anyone get my terror mail?
Rock on.
Oh yeah, twin trip to the rescue. Of course they come.
Hey, over here.
Notes of the rough top priority or at your service. Oh, Thor. Anyone
Hey,
else?
kid, over here.
Avast, young Eret. Who else would be more suited to the task at hand? Talk to me on the shore, packs pet bags in. Always with the twins. Always. Well, they are far from us, but I will fly and talk to them. Hello.
I can't do this on my own.
Eret's got us into another fine mess, hasn't he?
Yeah!
I think we can all agree that this is all Eret's fault, but it does give us a wonderful opportunity to start a really big fire. In other words, we burn the spill. Are you ready, Bar for Belch?
Nice.
It's a fine idea, bro amigo, but Higo gets his little metal leg all bent out of shape every time we set fire to an island. He'll pull out our freshly oiled hair if any dragons get hurt, and that's just a waste of good oil. Well, hold on to your helmet, Taff. Do you still have the bags of hair from our annual haircuts?
Rough night hits like a girl.
I'm offended that you'd even have to ask. One moment. A hair mat.
I'm relying on you.
Our haircuts are pretty epic. We cut up so much that we can make them into these mats. Thorsten hair can hold a lot of tar oil, but it's also do a good job of keeping water out. If you look at my hair after range, you'll notice nothing is out of place. Each strand of our golden locks has scales, layers of small dead cells. They stick out and cover a lot of space on the hair, so loads of oil get stuck in the grooves. Now the time to put our hairy idea to test. Click on the 3 oil spills one by one to drop the hair mats. That's so weird and disturbing, and I don't know what to call that. Let's just not talk about that.
That's perfect.
Don't be surprised if you found some some of Snotlout's hair in there. We took off his sideburns while he was sleeping. Some would call that cruel, but I say it was necessary. Wow. Salt my shirt. It worked. The oil's getting absorbed. Nicely done, mate. I can smell the fresh air of the open sea again. I'll stick around and fish out the mats once they've absorbed all the oil. One rescued night terror and a saved archipelago are all in a day's adventure for heroes like us. Fine work. Thank you. This was a nice little quest. I like that. We're getting away from the island a little bit. That's nice. See some Scuttleclaws. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. But I'm gonna end that episode with that. It was just a nice little quest. And hopefully we will have more quests. There's no quest out right now, but we are far away, so I'm sure more will surface. But thank you so much for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. So long, Dragon Riders.